Now, I recently did a poll here on my channel asking you guys what RC you'd like to see on an upcoming video. Now, a lot of you picked the Tamiya lunchbox, but I've decided to delay that a little bit, and I've actually gone for the Maverick Quantum XT Flux instead. I believe that actually come in at second place. Now, the reason I've gone for this is because the past few months I've noticed a lot of people have been leaving comments on my other videos asking me to get this one on the channel. They want to see what I make of it. They want to hear my opinion, which is why I've gone for the 80 amp version. This is the new and updated one, and I cannot wait to get this thing open, to test it out and to give you my verdict. So let's get straight into it. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Maverick Quantum XT Flux. Now, this is the new updated version. This is the one that comes with the 80 amp ESC, the heavy duty axles and drive shafts, and I do believe there has been some other changes as well. This thing looks really good for the money. It's also 3S ready out the box. A lot of you have been asking to see this one on the channel, but there's also mixed opinions, mixed reviews. Some people are saying these things are made like butter, they really don't take jumps very well, they're not very durable. But then there's also quite a few people who say they're really good value for the money, which is why, like I said at the start of this video, I've decided to go for this one instead of the Tamiya lunchbox, because I want to see for myself just how this thing performs. So let's get straight into it. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at what we get in the box. We'll talk about some of the nice features that the truck has, and then we'll get it out for a test run. Right then, so let's take a quick look at what we get in the box. Now, we've got a black and white quick start guide, which does cover all the basic stuff that you need to know to get you up and running nice and quick. Now, you may be wondering why there isn't a battery or charger here on the worktop, and that is because they don't include one. If you do go ahead and purchase this model, you are going to have to provide your own battery and charger. Now, we've got a decal sheet, and as you can see, there aren't really a lot of decals left because they have already pre-applied those for you, but they do include two of these big Maverick Quantum decals on the sheet. We've got an aerial tube, and we've got a plastic cross wrench, which will come in handy if you want to get the wheels off your truck. And finally, moving on to the transmitter then. Now, I'm not a huge fan of these. This is the Maverick MTX 244. I've seen this a few times on a few of the Maverick models that I've owned. Now, I've got nothing against it. I just don't like the way it feels. I think it's a little bit too big and chunky for my liking. We do get a rubber grip, which is quite nice on the wheel there. We can also adjust our trim settings. We've got dual rate settings. And I do believe we can adjust our throttle rate as well. We can turn the throttle down or up, depending on how much speed you want to go for. But overall, I'm really not a fan of these transmitters, and I'm more than likely going to switch this out for something like a Dumbo RC. So we've had a look at what we get in the box. There's really only one thing left to do, and that is to have a look at the Maverick Quantum XT Flux, because it looks absolutely insane. And here it is then, and straight away we notice that striking colour scheme. We've got the orange, the black and the blue. Overall, I think the colours on this really do stand out. I think this thing looks epic. So let's talk about some of the nice features that we get on this truck then. So we've got a front bumper, we have got a rear bumper with a wheelie bar, and we have got a really nice black wing. So what we'll do is we'll get the body shell off, we'll have a little look at what is going on underneath, we'll talk about the electronics, and we'll talk about some of the things that have been updated, and then we'll get this thing out for a little test run. Right, so let's talk about the electronics first of all then, and then we'll take a closer look at some of the nice features that this truck comes with. Now we've got a 3300 kV brushless motor, we've got an 80 amp ESC, which is one of the upgrades on this truck, a 9 kilogram servo, and as you can see in here is where our receiver is being housed in the receiver box. There's not a huge amount to talk about when it comes to the electronics, but one of the nice features this does have is that 80 amp ESC, which I think is definitely going to be a worthwhile upgrade. Now this truck does come with a lot of nice features, and we're going to talk about some of them now. We'll start with the shocks. They are fully adjustable oil-filled shocks, but one of the things I did notice is just how firm they are. I think they've gone for a very heavyweight oil in the shocks. Now that's not to my liking, and I think I will use a slightly thinner oil in the shocks because they are extremely firm. We get double wishbone suspension, and this being the upgraded version, we also get the heavy duty axles and heavy duty drive shafts. Now we've got metal diffs, we've got adjustable turnbuckles, as you would expect the truck is four-wheel drive as well. This really is turning out to be a very, very nice little model indeed. One of my favourite features on this truck are these tyres. Now they're nice and chunky, and they are quite a soft and sticky compound. I'm a big fan of these tyres, and like I said earlier in the video, I'm a massive fan of these wheels. Now there has been people leaving comments saying that the plastics on this truck are terrible, especially when it comes to the suspension arms. They really don't last that long when you take this thing out bashing, and that is one of the things we're going to do today. We're going to test how durable it is, because I will be taking it to my local skate park, and we will see just how this thing can put up with all the abuse that I throw at it, and then we'll see whether or not all of that stuff that people have said is true. So guys, we're not going to get into too much technical detail. If you want to check the full spec of this truck out, I will leave a link in the description below for you to head over to where I got mine from, which was Model Sport here in the UK. You can check the spec out, you can you know, read into this thing a little bit more if you want to, but I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is to get this thing ready. We'll head out, we'll see how fast it is, we're also going to see how durable it is at my local skate park, so let's do that now. Right then, so before we head over to the skate park, we're going to see how fast this is. Now we're going to do a 2S and a 3S test. We'll start with a 2S and we'll see what we get. Right, so let's do it. Right then, so let's see what we achieved on 2S. We've got 30 miles an hour, which isn't too bad. So what we'll do is we'll fit a 3S pack and we'll see what this can do on 3S. Right then, 3S pack fitted. What do we reckon, guys? 40 miles an hour? Let's find out. Right, let's see what we got. 43 miles an hour, 3S, and that was a 50C battery. Not too bad at all. So guys, I think what we'll do is we'll pack up, we'll head over to the skate park, we'll see how this performs over there, because a lot of people are saying this thing's not very durable, and I think I want to put that to the test and find out just how much abuse it can actually take. Just as I've started filming this, there's a group of lads playing with FPV drones. That's one of the things I've always wanted to get into, but I've always thought to myself that isn't something I'm going to be able to control, but I'd definitely like to get an FPV drone on the channel. So I think it was Phil Humber that actually left a comment and said, when this thing gets taken out, or when the wing gets taken out, it is going to rip this thing to pieces. And as you can see, that's exactly what has happened. And to be fair, we've only been here for about 10 minutes. We're going to keep going. Did it brush past your ear? Right, so things didn't go too well for the Maverick, as you can see. We have ripped the rear end of this thing off with quite a big impact that we had earlier on. Now, it's a shame this thing isn't as durable as I thought it'd be. Considering how much it costs, is it to be expected? I'm not sure. So I think the question most people are going to ask is it actually worth getting one of these? Well, if you're looking for a cheap 3S ready RC truck, I really don't see why not. There are upgrades available which are going to make this thing much more durable. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because 10 minutes in we had this, which meant we couldn't get some massive jumps with this today. But it is what it is. We'll get it repaired and we'll take it out again. Right, so we're going to leave the video there today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the Maverick Quantum XT Flux. It's a shame it's not as durable as I thought it'd be, but a lot of people did warn me, but you guys asked for it on the channel, which is why I got one. But yeah, bit disappointing, and I'll see you guys soon on the next one. Take care. So just before I leave, I'm going to have a quick look at these guys' drones. They're running FPV drones. You've probably heard them whizzing about in the background. What sort of speeds can you get out of these, lads? 100 miles an hour?
Pushing it.
Now, as you know on the channel, I've been looking to get into FPV for quite a while, but it's something I've put off because they do frighten me a little bit. But I think after seeing these and chatting to these lads briefly, it's something I'm definitely going to get into, hopefully in the next couple of months.